But what does his death say to us? The second one is the more serious one, as I'll be looking at now, is concerning his death. There are deep lessons to be learned from his death and the way it is working out. You know, he was murdered by a young assassin who actually wrote some words on his bullets and so on, decrying Charlie for talking about the good things of God. Can you believe that? But that's how sin blinds us all, you know. That's why we need Jesus to come and cleanse us and forgive us. And he does that if we come to him. This young man hadn't done that. And he said he's doing the world a favor by getting rid of this man now. But what does his death say to us? What does it teach us? Well, it teaches us that God is never not in control of things. In some cases he allows things to go. In other cases he intervenes. This is a particularly interesting one because it says in Romans 8 verse 28, we know that in all things God works together for good to them who love him, to them who are called according to his purpose. In all things. So you say, well, wait a minute, so did God make a plan so that he would be murdered? No, we've got to be sensible about that. It is that in spite of the wickedness that has happened, the person who keeps trusting God will find God's hand working, and it might take some weeks, but evil triumphs there temporarily, but God is working it for good, because, as I said, hundreds of young guys and girls are turning to Christ now because of Charlie's testimony and the fact that he's now gone, but they haven't forgotten his message. So God is working it for good. And in his dear wife's life, she's a real heroine, she handling her grief so well and still addressing the hundreds of people and talking about Charlie and more seriously about the Lord Jesus Christ.